Reddit: what is the dumbest question a customer or client has ever asked you at your job? I worked at Kinko's and on 3 separate occasions different people angrily asked me why I returned their fax document to them. They thought that a fax machine was some kind of Willy Wonka thing that sent their original piece of paper to the recipient. Vet tech. A lot of people think their dog's nipples are ticks. A lot. One man even pulled a "but he's a boy" on us. Library. Once I checked out several books to a woman and told her the return date. She looked at her friend, then back at me, and said, shocked, "You mean I have to bring the books back?" Customer: how much is this? Me: 50 cents, like the sticker says. Customer: and this one? Me: $1. All the items have labels on them with how much they cost. Customer: oh, is that what those mean? That's clever. Not the slightest bit of sarcasm in their voice. I pressed slightly and found they were genuinely unaware of price labels. I used to work in a call center for a large bank, and a customer phoned while he was in one of the branches and said the queue was too big, so he wanted me to help him. I asked what his query was and he said the ATM was broke, so he had to withdraw cash. I asked how I could possibly help him withdraw cash from the bank over the phone, and he said, why can't you just fax it to me? Renovating a major hospital when the owner changes their mind, again, and wants to change the plan after we've started construction. You guys can take care of that, right, with no extra cost? Oh, and the end date won't change, will it? We sure as fuck can't, Steve, and it sure as fuck will. Those changes are gonna cost another $100,000. And now we need to go buy completely different materials and figure out what the fuck you're talking about. The schedule is fucked now. This is why construction never ends on the first given end date. While towing his car to a dealership: so what do you do for a living? He was serious. He assumed I had another job because I didn't fit the Billy Bob persona he associated with tow truck drivers. Long time ago now. Got a call that a user's laptop was dead and wouldn't power on. I go and check it out. Press the button, no life. Plug it into the power, it starts charging. Press the button, it boots just fine. The user wasn't plugging the laptop into power because she thought we had wireless. Tried to diagnose someone's connection problem for 20 minutes before I overheard splashing and kids. Asked where they were and they were at a pool. They thought the office Wi-Fi extended to anywhere on the planet apparently. I used to work at a grocery store deli. My coworker for some reason got more stupid questions than anyone else. We'd swap stories every shift, but one went a little like this. Hi, what can I get you? The 8-piece chicken. How many pieces are in it? How many pieces are in the 8-piece chicken? There are 8 pieces in the 8-piece chicken. Okay, I'll have that, please. To be fair, the lady was awfully polite, but how many pieces are in the 8-piece chicken is still a stupid question. For my name. Not the question itself, but the reason why he asked. I was volunteering as cashier at a used bookstore for the library. Not my regular job, but I do it often. In comes this older fella who buys a big stack of books for like $10. He was really nice and chatty, though he didn't seem completely aware mentally. Not a big deal, I just had to explain sales tax and the book pricing a couple times before he seemed to get it. He pays by credit card and I explained to him how to sign the touch screen for the payment to go through. This is where he asks for my name. I tell him. He takes the iPad and says he really appreciated my service and happily tells me he's going to sign my name for the card so they will know to send the money to me. Before I can say no, wait, he's submitted the signature. I can't see his receipt, but he keeps telling me I was great and to keep the change, so I can assume he was being legit. I honestly wouldn't call it dumb, just bizarre. Made me wonder if he's been signing cashier names the entire time he's had a credit card. Thank goodness the card companies never check those things. I remember reading this story about this guy, maybe it was a Reddit comment, about this guy who consistently signed his receipts with a doodle of a dick. The first time he decided to be a grown-up and signed his actual name, The bank contacted him because they were concerned about possible fraud. Someone once asked me, why are you guys making it so difficult to find a car parking spot this time of year? It was Christmas time, and I was a casual working in a tiny store in a huge shopping center. I didn't even know what to say. Not a question, but someone once effectively told me they were allergic to air. I used to work in an optician's where we'd carry out pressure tests, a few puffs on air onto the surface of your eye, where quite literally, the machine just blows your eye with, air. The customer was adamant she was allergic to it, couldn't have it done, and in fact accused me of not knowing what I was talking about. A coworker at a video store asked, does this calculator do math? Do you guys sell ice here? No sir, sorry about that. Alright, you got anything like ice? What? I used to work in computer sales and repairs. Had a customer come up who was maybe 23 years old saying she couldn't get her laptop to open something. So I take it, and open it and casually ask, what is it you can't get open? She looks at me shocked as I open the laptop screen and tells, I have been trying for hours to get it to open. How do you do that? I look at her not knowing how to respond and close it and open it again. She takes it and walks out saying thank you. I took a long look at my computer I was working on and decided that this was the moment that made me quit that job. I work in a bank, actually not even a bank, it's an advice center, so no cash or anything like that, not that anyone reads the signs on the way in. Had a pair of women come in and one says that the other is visiting from France and needs to check how much is in her account and can I tell her? I ask if she's a customer of this bank, thinking maybe she's a student learning English and has set up an account because that's quite common, but no, she wanted me to tell her the balance in her French bank account. Working as a flight attendant, London to Miami in business class. Mom with one toddler and one 5-year-old boards, immediately spots me and asks where is the crush? I'd like to clarify, my airline does not and has never offered childcare on board. She was adamant we should and continued to palm her children off on the crew for the rest of the flight. Luckily the kids were fairly quiet. Working in the back of an ambulance on a patient with a serious need of nitroglycerin to lower their blood pressure. Sir, before I give this medication to you, I need to triple check that you have not taken any drugs in the last 72 hours like Viagra or Cialis, rattles off all variations. If you have taken it and I give you this nitroglycerin, your blood pressure could drop dangerously low. Have you taken any of these meds? Oh no, never. Are you certain? Oh yes, of course I am. Runs through potential deadly side effects again. No, never. Okay, hold this pill under your tongue. Does generic Viagra count? Gah. Why do you do this? I get too many dumb questions to remember them all. Here's a dumb encounter that happened just yesterday. When sending confidential documentation, we would encrypt it and put a password on it. It's common practice to send the document and the password in 2 separate emails. I got a message from this guy saying he couldn't open the document I sent him. Me, did you use the password? Client, yes. It said there was an error. Me, what password did you use? Client, I just hit OK and it said that I had the wrong password. Me, wait. So did you type anything in? Client, well no. Me, could you use the password that we provided you? Client, I didn't think it would work so I deleted the email. Me, ... This one was just 2 hours ago. One of my users came today with an iPad. When I asked what the problem was, she said that when she holds the power button and home button down for 10 seconds, it just shuts off and takes a minute to restart. That was her whole problem, that if she holds the power button, it turns off. She called it the fucking power button. Oh boy, I have a good one. While stationed in Italy in the Navy, a higher-up, E7, in the IT department came to us to ask why our ship's SATCOM, satellite communications, was offline. We told him it was a connectivity problem and it'd be up shortly. He then proceeded to ask why we can't just hardwire it via Ethernet. I've worked part-time at a video game store for the last 2 years. This story took place last summer. A soccer mom comes in here with her demon spawn and gives me shit for not having that Sonic game available. Me, hello, welcome to insert generic video gaming store name here. Lady, yeah hi, I want to buy the Sonic game. Me, I'm sorry ma'am, I'm not sure I understand you. Which Sonic game are you talking about? Lady, the one where you go fast. My child wants it and you will not disappoint him. Me, ma'am, we have Sonic Forces available to pre-order, but it hasn't released yet. If that's the game you're talking about, you can pre-order it now and receive it at release. Lady, my son wants it now. Look, I'll slip you a tenner if you get it for me, nobody has to know. Me, I'm sorry ma'am, but we don't have any copies of the game. And even if we did, I would not be allowed to break street date for the game. Once again, if your child wants the game, you can pre-order it now and you'll receive it on the day the game is scheduled for release. She then asked to speak to my manager, go figure lol, and kept trying to get him to break street date for a game we didn't even have copies of. I work at an electronics store. Hi, where are the large non-smart TVs? Well, most companies don't make large TVs without smart features. It can't have Wi-Fi. Well, it's not really a cost factor, you can get a large TV and not use the features. No, it still transmits signals, I'm allergic to Wi-Fi. You're kidding, right? No, I'm serious, I'll get deathly ill just being around anything wireless. Do you use a cell phone? Yes. Laptop? Yes. Are you feeling alright right now? Yes. Ma'am, I don't think you're allergic to Wi-Fi, everything in this store is connected to Wi-Fi, hundreds of people have cell phones and you seem just fine. So you don't want my money, this is why, redacted, is going out of business. I work in pharma and someone called yelling at me to stop selling her son weed. I think she took the definition drug company way too literally.